Hey there, friends. Today is my birthday, so come along with me and let's bake my absolute favorite dessert, German chocolate cake, which has been beautifully ketofied by Kim Howerton and Keto Chow. Let's get baking. This right here is our holiday table. It is Kim Howerton and Nisha Salisbury's second holiday recipe cookbook. And this is where I am getting the German chocolate cake recipe. So I will post a link for Kim's cookbook, and I will also post a link for, I believe it's Keto Chow's blog, where you can find this incredible German chocolate cake recipe to try it yourself. These are only a few of the items that I need to make my German chocolate cake. I did just send my husband to the store to pick up unsweetened baking chocolate and unsalted butter because I have plenty of salted butter in the fridge. So we've got allulose sweetener. This is Swerve brown sugar blend. This is before they made the changes to Swerve. This is older packages that I stocked up on when I learned they were going to be changing what all they put into Swerve, so beware. Coconut flour, blanched, finely ground almond flour, cacao powder. The shredded coconut is unsweetened. Heavy cream, pecans, vanilla, baking powder. No, that is not cocaine, that is baking soda that I stuck in a baggie. Chocolate keto chow, and eggs from our chickens. The original recipe calls for raw pecans, which I did not have. You want to roast those before you put the coconut on there to toast that up. So I just did the pecans and the coconut at the same time, which I then put in the oven for about 2 to 3 minutes just to get it nice and toasty. I almost had perfect egg yolks, but I accidentally broke one. But I want you guys to notice something. See how my egg yolks are different colors? That is because we have 5 different breeds of hens laying eggs in our coop. That's not because certain chickens are fed a certain diet or are range free or are grain free or whatever. That is bogus. Egg yolk is oftentimes determined by the breed of the chicken. Nice and toasty. This is to make the filling, which I actually use as a frosting because I don't double layer my cakes. So you just do the butter, the egg yolks, the heavy cream, brown sugar Swerve, and a little bit of vanilla. Now, I don't often measure unless I am actually following a recipe. That's why you just see me dumping things in. Mix it all up, get the butter melted. And as you see, it looks like condensed milk, which is the consistency you want. Pour that into a bowl so that it can cool down. And then you want to add the coconut and the pecans. Get everything all mixed together. I did transfer things into a bigger bowl just for easier mixing, and then you set it aside and let it cool. I lined a single layer pan with parchment paper and did butter on the sides. Now come all of the dry ingredients. Once you add all of those in, just mix them together. I use a fork. I don't sift things together. I'm not fancy like that. A good old fork works for me. You can't see it because the video got cut off, but I am dicing up the baking chocolate into very fine pieces. Add half a cup of butter. Put it in the microwave. I put it on melt. And within about 30 seconds after stirring, it was good to go. This part of it, you're using the whole eggs. You want to add 5 eggs into a mixing bowl. And then you're going to take your electric mixer and mix them up. You start on low until they get good and frothy, and then you increase the speed to high. Now, in certain recipes, I will use my stand mixer, but in things like cakes and cheesecake and things like that, I prefer to use a hand mixer just because for some reason, I always end up with things on the bottom of the bowl with my stand mixer, and it seems to take me more time to complete. So I use my hand mixer when baking generally because it's easier. So you want to keep whipping the eggs until they are about triple the size of what you started with. See, very puffy. I add in my melted chocolate and butter. Gotta scrape the bowl, get all the good stuff. Then add in additional heavy cream. And you want to start mixing that again until everything is well blended. So I go from a light yellow mixture to a light brown. Then you want to take all of your dry ingredients and fold it into that mixture. Yes, like folding in the cheese. This will cause the volume of the mixture to go down, but it's just because you're adding in the dry ingredients. Fold it in. Folding is important. You don't want to stir because that will cause the volume to go down even more. This is just a little more gentle way of doing it. And once everything is blended in, you have the consistency of cake batter. Again, she does this in 2 round pans and does a stacked cake. I do not have round pans, so I just do a single layer. And instead of doing a filling, I do an icing. See, always got to scrape out all the goodness. Here we are, ready to go in the oven. 325 degrees for 30 minutes, and I actually ended up adding another 2 minutes to that baking time. So now you see there's my baked cake. It did sink a little bit in the middle as it cooled, and then look how thick that mixture turned into. And I just throw it on top and smooth it out like icing. There's our finished product. Happy birthday to me. Enjoy, and if you make it, please comment below.